Hello everybody, my name is Chris and welcome back to more Mass Effect. Now in the last episode we went around and started just going around the Citadel, trying to check off everything we could. Basically check every area, get every assignment, meet with everybody we could. So we turned in the assignment where we found Garroth's brother, unfortunately deceased, but we let him know. Then on our way to Flux, we actually ran into this guy getting kicked out, and we got a device from him that basically he's working on, and it improves your odds of winning on the machines there. And so we had agreed to do some gambling in order to get him that research data, that oh so good data. And we won 5 times in a row. And it was crazy. I mean, even the guy that owns the place was like, oh wow, your luck's really, it's almost unnatural. But luckily, we got everything we needed and we got out before we got caught. So that was good. Then we actually found in Lux as well, there was another machine that was basically remotely funneling funds into an account, and we kind of had to chase it around. Basically, we had to chase it around the Citadel because the signal kept getting like rerouted. Very tricky. But it turns out that it was an AI that actually did it. And it's such a strange but also fascinating thing, because it was an AI that was created by another AI that was created by a guy. This guy shut down the AI he created because it had like malfunctions. However, before he could do that, he created this AI. The AI created this AI. It's really weird. It's crazy. And that AI that we had located was actually trying to collect money so that it could get itself moved off the Citadel and installed onto a ship, and basically at the end game end up with the Geth. Right? It was absolutely like something I wouldn't have seen coming. And I mean, it threatened to self-destruct, but luckily we were smart and fast and we shut that shit down quick. But we also ran into Miss Wong. Where is it? Right here. It's Emily Wong. So we had helped her out with the basically giving her information on corruption, right? So that was very good. But then she came back to us actually with another story that she was trying to crack open regarding the overworked nature of air traffic control. Or sorry, not air traffic, space traffic. There's no air in space. It's just space traffic control. And how basically over the last century they haven't increased the workforce, essentially, even though traffic has increased substantially. And so not as crazy as corruption, but still just as important. So she wanted us to plant this little remote bug that she'll be able to listen and see things, and we put it in the air traffic or space traffic control room so she can monitor it and hopefully get something good out of it. Now, what we did at the very end of the last episode was Helena Blake we talked to a little bit ago. Now, she had told us about 2 people that she had previously worked with and gave us their locations. We went and found them and took them out. They've both been completely eliminated, and now we have to go meet Helena for our reward, whatever that could possibly be. So that's what we're gonna do in this one. We're gonna go talk with Helena Blake, and then And then, I mean, let's be real, we gotta go to Feros. But then I also want to look at the Codex. So, let's... Because we ended it that way, we're just gonna go straight to Helena right now. Well, we're gonna look at the other planets that are here first too, but we're gonna go to Helena, and then after that we're gonna look at the Codex. And then I think we go to Feros. I think, right? We'll see. Right? Amaranthine, Agonlis, Thermulon, Witania. Now. Wait, is that all of them? Yeah, okay, cool. It's just the 4. Cool. Alright. Meganelis is a rock terrestrial with an atmosphere of sulfur dioxide and trace amounts of helium. Scans reveal ancient lava plains on the surface, implying a geologically active past. The crust consists of sulfur and basalts, but the planet's mass suggests a core of iron. It's supposed to say of iron, I think. A core or iron and heavy materials. Cursory drill coring suggests the possibility of simple subterranean life. Ooh. So there could be life just underground. Fascinating. Negative 150 Celsius, damn. Ooh, Turian signal, hell yeah. While scanning the planet Meganelis, you discovered the remains of a damaged research vessel. Your recon team found no signs of survivors, but they did bring back a ROCOM outpost insignia. Fascinating. Therumlon is a frigid world with a thick nitrogen-argon atmosphere. The crust consists of silicates and various unremarkable ores, but it is surprising rich in phosphates. Since the atmosphere lacks free oxygen, the phosphates are relatively pure and could be of value in the manufacture of fertilizers and incendiary ammunition. We looked at this one last time, but it is very interesting. Right? This is like a recap, because the fact that you could literally just siphon the phosphates from this place and make fertilizer and fire ammo, basically. There's a whole planet of it. Seems incredibly valuable to have. Right? Wentania. Hard data on Wentania is very limited. When the system was charted by the Alliance surveyor Coop, only a small unmanned flyby probe was spared for the distant world. It is a small rock and icy planet with a trace atmosphere of krypton and sulfur dioxide. Normandy's more detailed survey suggests the frozen terrestrial may be a suitable target for mining. While it is largely water ice, mapping of mass concentrations suggest it has a core of pure aluminum. Not bad. Amaranthine. This is a cool name for a planet. It's a cool name for a band, too. Amaranthine is a chilly rock world with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Its frozen surface consists largely of light titanium and aluminum oxides, with deposits of thorium and other heavy metals located in the deep crust. Amaranthine was named by the human poet Sofia Cabral during her tour of duty aboard the Alliance surveyor ship Coop. Wow. Under the dim light of the red dwarf Fortuna, the surface of this world is lit in rich twilight blues and purples, even at midday. It sounds like a lovely place. Negative 178. Okay, so we can't go outside. The color scheme sounds nice, though. Color scheme sounds nice. Okay. So, because of the circumstances, this is what we're going. Just in case. Just in case things get out of hand. You know? Realistically. All right. Not bad. All right. And there's this right here too, so that's a fortunate. Fun. Now, doesn't look like it's not a lot, you know, but it's something. Iridium deposit. God damn. Here we go. You successfully surveyed a small deposit of iridium. Fantastic. Now, we're gonna get this debris. Then we're gonna swing over to the anomaly. And then go to the outpost. And see what's going on. Because, I mean, we've done a great service, right? We've done nothing but good. Right? We took out the villains. Ironically, at the behest of another one. Right? But still, good is good, even if it came from those circumstances, right? And we couldn't arrest her anyway, like, she didn't do anything, technically. Just had a conversation. Right? Rail extension 7, exoskeleton 6. Okay. Rail extension 7. Also, we got 2 of these now. Okay, you know what that means. Gonna go ahead and give you that one. Okay. To the anomaly, and then to the engineering outpost. Just like that. Just real easy, quick and simple. In and out mission. We go in, we get our reward, we walk out. Just like that. Oh. Alright. Everything's fine. We will never end up upside down like last time. That was truly ancient debris. Ancient debris. Okay. Oh, gotta get a little closer. Turian insignia. Heck yeah. Got an intricate beaded necklace marked with the Galatana colony insignia. Appears to be very old. I would expect nothing less for it to be so old. Nice. How many of those have we gotten? Turian insignia is 8 of 13. Not bad. There's only 5 more. That's pretty good. 1 more Solarian ID tag and 6 more League medallions. 6, damn. Oh my god, there's 14 more heavy metals. Wow. Damn, and 4 Prothean data discs. That's a lot of collectibles. I'm not gonna lie. Assuming they probably just are good for money. And obviously experience. Get some levels. Okay. Okay, so no turrets, that's good. That could be a very good sign. Could. Or that's how she gets us. Lulls it in. Lures us inside. Okay. I'll trust it.
Hello again, Commander Shepard. I owe you a debt of gratitude.
I didn't expect her to be right there.
With my former partners dead, this syndicate is now mine.
I knew it.
I could not have done it without you.
I knew it. I knew it. It was her taking out the competition so that she could usurp the whole thing. I saw right through you, Helena. I'm not done yet. My pleasure. You were right. I'm not done yet. Because it's still not a good thing. Like, that just means she's running the syndicate by herself. Like, that doesn't mean that whatever shady shit they were doing. I don't. Not done yet. My pleasure. You were right. God damn it.
I killed them because they deserve it. Now I'm placing you under arrest.
Surely you don't think that necessary. Under my leadership, this organization will restrict itself to gambling and smuggling illegal technologies. These crimes are hardly worth your time. If you press the issue, my assistants are very well equipped to deal with you.
God damn. I like how she tries to bargain too. Just like, hey, look, we're gonna faithfully stick to the really low profile illegal activities. All right? Illegal technology. That's, stuff like that. It's not even worth it. You're under arrest. Then we're fine. You'd better stay clean. But if it's still illegal, it's not clean. Like, I get it, but no. Walk away. Disband the group.
This gang has a reputation for drugs and slaving. It's too late to change that.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps this organization has been so tainted by those two idiots that it cannot be redeemed. If I disband the gang, I walk away freely. I have not come so far to be arrested. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison. Now,
I bet.
do we have a deal?
Yeah. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison. For now, yes. No. For now.
You're free to go. I don't ever want to see this gang again. If I do...
You won't. I'm not so foolish as to break my word to a Spectre. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men become nervous in the presence of law enforcement agents. Goodbye, Shepard.
All right. Look at that. Pretty good. Oh, he's back there. Look at him. He thinks he's doing the good work. Can we talk to you again? No? Okay. Like, I want to go in there. I feel like that's a bad idea. I don't want to draw my weapon by... Like, I want to use my scope to look at that guy, but... I feel like everyone will just, like, panic. Okay, y'all gotta chill.
Let's get moving.
Okay. Oh, and that's that. Just like that. I mean, I do wonder if, like, maybe there was something in there. If we said, like, fuck that shit, just straight up arrested her. But, I mean, let's be real. She has a point. Breaking her word to a Spectre is a really dumb thing to do. Be 100% about that. It would be really not in her best interest to do that. So also, you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised it wasn't an ambush. You know? It really was. I mean, it still was, you know, she took out the competition to then usurp the whole thing, right? Which at least means she wasn't trying to screw us over. And, you know, She's possibly disbanding the gang. Because, I mean, clearly, like, it's got such a reputation anyway. Like, you can't, no matter what she would try to do, it'll always have that image, which is not good for business if you're trying to, do more ethically illegal things. You know what I mean? Okay. So many codex. Look at that. So much. So many things. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I guess we might as well start somewhere. So, humanity and the Systems Alliance. Right?
The home world and capital of humanity is entering a new golden age. The resource wealth of a dozen settled colonies and 100 industrial outposts flows back to Earth, fueling great works of industry, commerce, and art. The great cities are greening, as arcology skyscrapers and telecommuting allow more efficient use of land. Earth is still divided among nation-states, though all are affiliated beneath the overarching banner of the Systems Alliance. While every human enjoys a longer and better life than ever, the gap between rich and poor widens daily. Advanced nations have eliminated most genetic disease and pollution. Less fortunate regions have not progressed beyond 20th century technology and are often smog-choked, overpopulated slums.
Damn.
Sea levels have risen 2 meters in the last 200 years, and violent weather is common due to environmental damage inflicted during the late 21st century. The past few decades, however, have seen significant improvement due to recent technological advances.
Damn, man, Earth's something else right now. So, still divided into nation states, even though they're all kind of under the banner of the Systems Alliance. They're still independently run, right? Now, this I can totally believe, right? Like, some nations have just, like, shot up to, like, super advanced and ahead of everything, while some get left behind, which sucks, right? Especially when we have such technology as we do. Like, clearly, we have space travel. Very convenient, very easy to use space travel, right? But that's nuts. The sea levels rose and violent weather is common. Jeez. That sucks. Damn. Oh, how things have changed.
Feros is a habitable world in the Attican Beta Cluster. 2/3 of the habitable surface is covered with the ruins of a crumbling Prothean megatropolis. In the millennia since the Prothean extinction, the ruins have been repeatedly picked over by looters many times. Feros was considered a poor prospect for colonization, as little open ground remains for agriculture. The only sizable freshwater sources are the poles, which are tapped by the decaying Prothean aqueduct systems. The dead cities, while in good condition considering their antiquity, are of uncertain stability. Ground level is congested by a dozen meters of fallen debris, and the air is fouled by dust. In 2178, the Human Exogeny Corporation announced its intention to place a permanent colony on Feros to thoroughly explore the ruins. The pioneer settlement was placed on the upper levels of several intact skyscrapers, using the surviving Prothean aqueducts and rooftop hydroponic gardens to support the population.
Which is super interesting. So we had looked at this already, but I wanted to kind of get a refresher so we're all kind of on the same page. This is going to be really interesting. I want to look at Vermeer, right? I want to. But I'm thinking saving this, like looking at it in the Codex when we go to it, or just saving it for maybe later after Vermeer, just for the sake of being surprised. I think it's very interesting. So, council, extinct races, non-council, we got everything to look at here. Oh boy. I love it though. Okay. Sorry, government, Solarians, League of One. Oh, that's cool. We're gonna maybe get some more insight into that. Solarian Special Task Groups, Turians, Culture, Military Doctrine, the Unification War. Ooh. Ooh. Lore. So... let's see. Now, I don't... oh, wait. Bring down the sky. Did we look at this? Because this was the... We did this, which I don't think we actually looked at this. Interesting. Human cultures remain linguistically divided. Some converse in Spanish, others in Mandarin, Arabic, Swahili, etc. Every alien race has their own equally broad panoply of languages and dialects. Most individuals know only their mother tongue and rely on machine translation. Modern portable computers will allow anyone with a few hundred credits of equipment to enjoy seamless real-time translation of alien languages, courtesy of handheld PDAs. I feel like we read this. Children all take course in alien language, trade tongue. This seems to... I'm pretty sure we read this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident. Okay. So... I know we did this. Sorry for centuries. I don't think we read this one. The Asari came late to the concept of world government. For centuries, their homeworld of Thessia was dotted with loose confederacies of great republican cities. The closest earthly equivalent would be the ancient Mediterranean city-states. Since the Asari culture values consensus and accommodation, there was little impetus to form larger principalities. Rather than hoard resources, the Asari bartered freely. Rather than attack one another over differing philosophies, they sought to understand one another. Wow, what a concept. That's wild. Right? Damn. Only in the information age did the city-states grow close. Communication over internet evolved into an electronic democracy. Sorry, have no politicians or elections, but a freewheeling, all-inclusive legislature that citizens can participate in at will. Policy debates take place at all hours of the day in official chat rooms and forums, moderated by specially programmed virtual intelligences. That's fascinating. Huh. Policy debates just take place whenever, in chat rooms and forums. That's crazy. All aspects of policy are open to plebiscite, and at any time. In any given debate, the Asari tend to lend the most credence to the opinions of any matriarchs present, nearly always deferring to the experience of these millennia-old wise women. Achieving consensus through public debate may take too long in a crisis. In cases where prompt, decisive action is required, the Asari defer to the wisdom of local matriarchs. Which I guess makes sense, right? Because they're basically at the matriarch is like the final stage in their culture. So like they're the theoretically the wisest individuals. Now, Solarians, the League of One. Before they joined the Citadel Council, the Solarians' most potent military tool was a small reconnaissance team known as the League of One. Their primary training was in espionage and assassination. Ooh. Never more than a dozen strong, the team was adept at infiltrating the tightest defenses and eliminating all necessary obstacles. Only a few top members of government and military were privy to the League's identities. League members wore no distinguishing garments and held no particular rank. The only evidence of their participation in the League was a small medallion presented to each member upon induction. This secrecy was maintained until the formation of the Council. Damn, they found out everything. That's That's kind of crazy, right? They're just like these super spies, super secret assassins, right? And the only way you know that you are one of them is with that medallion. That's crazy. Damn. In an effort to dispel rumors and appease their new Asari partners, the Solarian Union released all classified documents pertaining to the League. Oh. Wow. Alright. The League of One was suddenly exposed and in danger of being hunted by enemies of the Solarians. That's about right. You literally released all of the... yeah, that's about... I'm not surprised. Ugh. Before any harm could be done, the team mysteriously disappeared. Most assumed this was a convenient lie to help hide their identities, but a few months later, the inner cabinet was murdered. Though there was no incriminating evidence, it was clear who was responsible. Realizing the threat posed by this rogue outfit, the Special Tasks Group dispatched a team of hunters. When they didn't return, the STG dispatched 10 of its brightest operators with broad discretionary powers. Only 2 returned. They reported no evidence of the League. Huh. So they sent out 10. Only 2 came back. And the 2 that came back were like, yeah, we didn't find anything. Nothing out there. Which, geez, could be, like, let's be real, they were dispatched. They found out 8 of their friends died. They were like, yep, they don't exist. I don't even know what the League is. Possibly. No further incidents were reported, and it was assumed the League was wiped out. Some recently declassified documents, however, have suggested that there may have been a 13th member who eluded the Solarian military. Oh, that's interesting. A secret 13th member that nobody knew about, not even the other League members. Maybe. But they're recently declassified, right? They turned over all of the documents, right? Which I would assume would have revealed there was 12. And then recently they discovered that there possibly may have been a 13th. Either way, that's nuts. Solarian Special Tasks Group. Solarian intelligence field agents are grouped into an organization called Special Task Group. STG operators work in independent cells, performing dangerous missions such as counterterrorism, infiltration, reconnaissance, assassination, and sabotage. All the fun stuff. The STG is a proactive organization puncturing worrisome trends before they become movements. At any time, a dozen groups are operating covertly within the lawless Terminus systems, sowing dissent among the various factions. Civilian analysts also note how troublesome hinge point individuals in Terminus frequently meet unexpected deaths. Unexpected deaths. STG operators are feared throughout the galaxy for their clear-eyed, remorseless practicality. They are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their mission, even if it kills civilians or results in the team's own destruction. If it kills everyone, but it gets the job done, that's what it is. Kind of sounds like the Spectres, almost. You know? Like with the sort of like the freedom of choice and power that they wield, right? In many ways, they are akin to the Council Spectres. I didn't read that line first. This is... God damn it. Oh. Yeah, I agree. In many ways, they are akin to the Council Spectres. Recently, a number of STG cells have been redeployed from Solarian Union. It is assumed they are in the Terminus and Attican Traverse, investigating reports of Geth activity beyond the Perseus Veil. Interesting. So they're also investigating this whole Geth thing, possibly. Interesting. Turian culture. Turians are individuals with personal desires. Their instinct is to equate the self with the group and set aside personal desires for the good of all. Turians are taught to have a strong sense of personal accountability, the Turian honor that other races find so remarkable. Turians are taught to own every decision they make, good or ill. The worst sin they can make in the eyes of their people is to lie about their own actions. Turians who murder will try to get away with it, but if directly questioned, most will confess the crime. Damn. It's hardcore. Right? Which I guess makes sense too. Like, it's not as extreme as murder, but like, you know, Garrus telling his dad that he's leaving CSEC, right? Like, you know, Turians have a strong inclination toward public service and self-sacrifice, so they tend to be poor entrepreneurs. To compensate, they accepted the mercantile Volus as a client race, offering protection in exchange for their fiscal expertise. It's a good business relationship. Turian military is the center of their society. It is not just an armed force. It is an all-encompassing public works organization. The military police are also the civic police. The fire brigades serve the civilian population as well as military facilities. The Corps of Engineers builds and maintains spaceports, schools, water purification plants, and power stations. The Merchant Marine ensures that all worlds get needed resources. Damn, they're just the good guys of the universe, really. Turians, military doctrine. Although they lack the brutality of the Krogan, the skill of the Asari, and the virtuosity of the humans, Turian military has formidable discipline. Officers and NCOs are lifers with years of field experience. Enlisted personnel are thoroughly trained and stay calm under fire. Turian units don't break. It's a hell of a... That's a strong line, right? It's cool. Turian units don't break. Even if their entire line collapses, they fall back in order, setting ambushes as they go. A popular saying holds, "You will only see a Turian's back once he's dead." Damn. Hardcore. Oh shit. Boot camp begins on the 15th birthday. Oof. You got no time. Soldiers receive a year of training before being assigned to a field unit. Officers train for even longer. Most serve until the age of 30, at which point they become part of the reserves. Even if they suffer injuries preventing frontline service, most do support work behind the lines. So, once you're in. Forever. Biotics are uncommon. While admired for their exacting skills, Biotics' motives are not always fully trusted by the common soldier. The Turians prefer to assign their Biotics to special teams called cabals. Command and control is decentralized and flexible. Individual squads can call for artillery and air support. They make extensive use of combat drones for light duties and practice combined arms. Infantry operates with armor, supported by overhead gunships. Strategically, they are methodical, patient, and dislike risky operations. Very tactical, very precise, very clear thinking. They are not rash. Smart. Tradition is important. Each legion has a full-time staff of historians who chronicle its battle honors in detail. The oldest have records dating back to the Turian Iron Age. If a legion is destroyed in battle, it is reconstituted rather than replaced. That's interesting. So if they're completely eliminated, instead of replacing the unit, like the 521st Legion, right? As just a random number off the top of my head, right? They get completely wiped out. They don't replace that. They just put more people into it. Which I guess is also, I guess that's still That's still cool. You know, it's not like they get wiped out and it's like, oh, sorry, gotta move over to 522 now. You know, the Turians recruit auxiliary units from conquered or absorbed minor races. Auxiliaries are generally light infantry or armored cavalry units that screen and support the main Turian formations. At the conclusion of their service in the auxiliaries, recruits are granted Turian citizenship. Wow. Hey, that's kind of cool, right? I mean, I don't know about the whole conquered thing, you know. That kind of sucks. Like, you're forced into it, you know. But at the end of it, once you've done your service, they grant you Turian citizenship, so you're not like, I don't know. Maybe it feels less shitty. But still, Turians, the Unification War. That sounds important. Boy. At about the time the Solanians and Asari were forming the Council, the Turians were embroiled in a bitter civil war. The Unification War, as it was later named, began the hostilities between the colonies furthest from the Turian homeworld, Palaven. These colonies were run by local chieftains, many of whom had distanced themselves from the hierarchy. Without the galvanizing influence of the government, the colonies became increasingly isolated and xenophobic. Yikes. Colonists began wearing emblems or facial markings to differentiate themselves from members of other colonies, and open hostilities became common. Oof. Yikes. So basically, I guess that's kind of like why we see a lot of Turians, because I don't know if that's actually like paint that they put on, like their facial markings, or that's like a birth thing, like a normal thing, you know. But it's leading me to believe facial markings maybe what that is, right? So basically all the Turians in this group, they want to distinguish themselves different from the Turians in this group, and that group, and these groups. And then, even though they're all Turian, they're all not cool with each other. That's rough. Without the government, the colonies became increasingly isolated, so they just stopped dealing with each other, and then essentially just started to dislike each other, hate each other. When war finally broke out, the hierarchy maintained strict diplomacy and refused to get involved. Right. After several years of fighting, less than a dozen factions remained. Oh my god. And the hierarchy finally intervened. Like, hey guys, you know what? I think it's gone on a little too long. Maybe now that now there's less than 12 factions left, I think maybe we should, you know, stop this. I think it's got a little too far. By that time, the chieftains were too weak to resist. They were forced to put an end to fighting and renew their allegiance to the hierarchy. That was the plan. Just wait for them to get old and tired, and then make them surrender. Though peace was restored, it took several decades for animosity between colonists to fade completely. To this day, most Turians still wear the facial markings of their home colonies. There it is. As a point of interest, the Turian term barefaced refers to one who is beguiling and not to be trusted. It is also a slang term for politicians. Interesting. Those barefaced. Damn. So, basically, by not having markings, your allegiance is kind of... I mean, even though they're unified again, it's still kind of like saying, you know, I don't really belong anywhere. Or I don't align with anyone. You know? Interesting. That is fascinating. It's pretty cool. Okay. Oh. No. Hold on. Slow down. Alright. The aliens extinct races. There's a lot of these. We're not going to look at all of them right now, but I do want to go through at least a couple more. Okay. So the beacon we had looked at. Beacon seemed to promise another quantum leap of technology akin to the discovery of the Mass Effect driving relays. And then, yeah, that's when Saren showed up, and he basically started everything. Protheans, Cipher. Interesting. Prothean Beacon downloaded its knowledge into Lieutenant Commander Shepard on Eden Prime, causing confusing dreams and visions. While the imagery is becoming clearer with time, the meaning of the beacon communication remains elusive. It has been suggested that Prothean data recording is highly dependent on a certain point of view, what Carl Jung described as the collective unconscious. The cipher needed to comprehend the images implanted in Shepard's mind as the cultural knowledge of a Prothean. The archetypes, biological instincts, and common experiences universal to the race. Since the Protheans have been dead for millennia, it may be impossible to acquire this cipher. Yeah, that feels kind of bad. The Protheans have been dead for a millennia. And I don't imagine like we're gonna just like find the cipher laying around somewhere like, oh, there it is. You know, shit. Prothean data disks. We've been slowly getting these. Despite all the evidence confirming the existence of the Protheans, little is known about their culture and society. From time to time, dig sites will yield new clues, but after 50,000 years of decay, little value is unearthed. Recent research has focused on the discovery of Prothean data disks. On their own, they are frail and rarely found in one piece. Occasionally, however, an intact disk will be discovered within a console or reading device. To date, over 3 dozen disks have been recovered, and a few of those have been restored to the point where researchers can begin analyzing them. Though it may be some time before scientists discover a way to transfer the data off the disks, they are currently considered the most tangible leads to learning more about the Prothean culture. I mean, yeah, that would probably drive me nuts if I was one of those scientists and like you have this disc and it's like possibly has all this like ancient knowledge on it of this race that doesn't exist anymore, and there's like no way to get it off of there, and it's like barely being able to analyze them, and they're fragile. Like, damn. Protheans, Mars ruins. Oh yeah, this is where Earth learned how to, or humanity, the big change. After 20 years of manned research outposts and nearly a century of robotic exploration, the European Space Agency's Lowell City became the first permanent settlement on Mars in 2103. Within a decade, the United States and China had found permanent settlements as well. Of course, so we got Europe, the US, and China up on Mars. What a trinity. The South Polar region of Prometheanum developed a Bermuda Triangle reputation. Satellites detected intermittent mass concentrations and magnetic field shifts. In 2148, prospectors working near Deseado crater discovered an underground complex, a Prothean observation post. The odd phenomena were generated by the operation and discharge of a Mass Effect core struggling to function despite 50 millennia of neglect. So that's interesting. So they established on Mars just like normal. Like they weren't drawn to Mars because of the Prothean ruins. They were just drawn to Mars in general, and then they established colonies up there and everything, and then they happened to discover this. That's crazy. Oh boy. 50 millennia of neglect, and it was still kind of trying to work. Earth was electrified by the news. Humanity was unequivocably... Damn, I don't know why I unequivocably not alone. While courts battled over who owned the ruins, the international scientific community coordinated a massive effort to access, translate, and interpret the databanks recovered from the facility. As it should, everyone bitched about who owns it. It's like, guess what? Probably none of you, because nobody owns Mars. The facility proved to be a biosciences observation post built when Homo sapiens were first evolving on Earth. While the motives of the Protheans are not certain, translated records indicate that the facility was in regular communication with automated observation platforms in Earth orbit and on the lunar near side. The half-dozen Mass Effect spaceships found in the facility were presumably used for first-hand observation. Interesting. It's really interesting to, like, hear how all that kind of came together, right? Courts battled over who owned the ruins. That's believable, completely, right? But the fact that the facility was an observation post was basically that Protheans were just watching Earth, or yeah, pretty much, they were just watching. Right? But not really sure what they were doing exactly. But it seems to be that the Protheans were watching humanity. Right? But the fact that a half-dozen Mass Effect spaceships were found in the facility were used for first-hand observation. So all those UFOs you're seeing, those were the Protheans. Well, not now, back then. You didn't see it. It's all documented. Okay. Now, yeah, we're gonna save the rest of the primary ones. Probably gonna look at a few of these, the non-council races, and then we'll come back to this in a future episode. Oh my god. There's so many. Oh god. Alright, hell yeah, let's go. Alright, Geth. Armatures. Armatures are quadruped, all-terrain heavy weapon platforms akin to the armored fighting vehicles of other races. Geth being synthetic intelligences, armatures are not crude vehicles, but intelligent entities capable of independent decision-making and learning. That's kind of what I figured, right? Because the Geth are just all like this. They're essentially a synthetic race. So I would imagine that the intelligence that they have would just be also existing inside all of their other, like, vehicles and equipment and stuff. But damn, the fact that it has capable of independent decision making and learning. Crazy. Armatures are equipped with heavy kinetic barriers. Their main cannon, mounted on the articulated head turret, appears to be a highly efficient conventional mass accelerator. It is capable of firing in anti-personnel and anti-tank modes. Oh. Well, yeah, I guess that's why it can shoot our vehicle while we're driving around too. Some armatures carry drones in battle, presumably for reconnaissance purposes. Others host a swarm of insect-sized repair microbots. That's why they can repair on the fly. Geth. Hoppers. Oh, these bastards. These guys are chaotic to fight. They just fly all over the place. It's ridiculous. The Geth models, collectively dubbed Hoppers by Alliance forces, are electronic warfare platforms. They can project electromagnetic radiation across a broad spectrum as an offensive weapon. They can also perform cyber warfare attacks against the onboard computers of body armor, hardsuits, and weapons, adversely affecting their performance. Great. So not only can they project radiation, but they can hack. Great. The structure of Hoppers consists of an advanced and highly elastic artificial muscle material. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They're so flexible looking. This allows a Hopper to compress its entire body for powerful leaps. Hoppers also have thousands of molecule-scale barbs on the surfaces of their hands and feet, which are used to cling to walls and ceilings. Hoppers are very difficult targets, leaping from one surface to another in rapid succession. Yep. The Gorians have no record of any Geth models similar to Hoppers. Oh, so they themselves have created Hoppers. They evolved themselves. This new morphotype must have been developed over the last 300 years by the Geth themselves. This is troubling proof that the Geth are continuing to move towards technological singularity. Experts in synthetic life are intrigued that Hoppers appear to be even more organic than the baseline Geth. The identified subtypes of Hopper have been codenamed Sapper, Stalker, and Ghost. Hardcore. Right? Because some of them can cloak. Which I imagine is the Ghost. But still, right? I mean, it is fast. It is intriguing that this is an evolution of the base Geth, right? And it is crazy because we've seen Geth before, right? Obviously, and these guys are so different. Not just with like the weird muscle exoskeleton, but just like their whole body looks a lot more flexible and bendy, right? The fact that they developed barbs on their hands to cling to walls, like specifically, and they're so fast. Jeez. Oh boy. All right, Krogan, the genophage. That's right, the bad times. The genophage bioweapon was created to end the Krogan rebellions. From the start, the Krogan had overwhelmed the Council. Only timely first contact with the Turians saved the Council races. Turians fought the Krogan to a standstill, but sheer weight of Krogan numbers indicated the war could not be won through conventional means. Yep. They were too much. The Turians collaborated with the Solarians to genetically engineer a counter to the rapid breeding of the Krogan. God. The genophage virus gained the energy to replicate by eating key genetic sequences. Oh, God. Every cell in every Krogan had to be altered for the weapon to be foolproof. Otherwise, the Krogan could have used gene therapy to fix the affected tissues. Once the genophage strain could find no more genes to eat, it would starve and die, limiting spin-off mutation and contamination. This created genetic flaw is hereditary. Damn. It sucks. Like, I get it, like, to stop the war, they felt like they needed, but the fact that this had a lasting effect, like, it's permanent, forever, feels like fucked up, right? Like, damn. The Slayers believed the genophage would be used as a deterrent, a position the Turians viewed as naive. Once the project was complete, the Turians mass-produced and deployed it. The Krogan homeworld, their colonies, and all occupied worlds were infected. They didn't stand a chance. The resulting mutation made only 1 in 1,000 Krogan pregnancies carry to term. It did not reduce fertility, but offspring viability. The rare females able to carry children to term became prizes the Krogan warlords fought brutal battles over. Which we read about one, actually, recently. Right? So, it did not reduce fertility, but offspring viability. Damn. So, basically, they could all still technically conceive, it just wouldn't, like, you wouldn't make it to the end. But you wouldn't know until that happened. God, that's depressing. Jeez. Krogan are a shadow of their former glory. While the rebellions took place centuries ago, they are constantly reminded of the horror of the genophage and their inability to counter it. The release of the genophage is still controversial, bitterly debated in many circles. I can understand why. That's like some... that's some I mean, that's some last resort shit that they developed. Like, wow. God. They were like, well, it's either this or well, that's it. We don't have any other choice. It's like, oh, we can just kill all of them, but they reproduce way too fast. So it's like, we gotta stop it. Damn, that sucks. That's so sad, though. Krogan rebellions. After the Rachni War, the quick-breeding Krogan expanded at the expense of their neighbors. Warlords leveraged their veteran soldiers to seize living space, while the council races were still grateful. Over centuries, the Krogan conquered world after world. There was always just one more needed. When the council finally demanded withdrawal from the Asari colony of Lucia, Krogan overlord Kredak stormed off the Citadel, daring the council to take their worlds back. Oh shit. Okay, hardcore Kredak. But the council had taken precautions. The finest STG operators and Asari huntresses had been drafted into a covert observation force, the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. The Spectres... Is that like what it is? The Special Tactics and Reconnaissance? Is that what Spectres is? Because it's like SPTR. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. Spectres opened the war with crippling strategic strikes. Krogan planets were dark as computer viruses flooded the extranet. Damn. Sabotaged antimatter refineries disappeared in blue-white annihilation. Headquarters stations shattered into orbit-clogging debris, rammed by pre-placed suicide freighters. Oh my god. This is a whole thing. Still, this only delayed the inevitable. The war would have been lost if not for the first contact with the Turians, who responded to Krogan threats with a prompt declaration of war. Being on the far side of Krogan space from the Council, the Turians advanced rapidly into the lightly defended Krogan rear areas. The Krogan responded by dropping space stations and asteroids on Turian colonies. Bruh, the Turians show up to fight them and they're like, fucking bet, and drops full-on space stations on their colonies. Good god. 3 worlds were rendered completely uninhabitable. This was precisely the wrong approach to take with the Turians. Each is first and foremost a public servant, willing to risk their life to protect his comrades. Rather than increasing public war weariness, Krogan tactics stifled Turian resolve. That's right, you only made them want to fight more. You only made them want to come out here and throw down. The arrival of Turian task forces saved many worlds from the warlords' marauding fleets, and it took developing of the genophage bioweapon to end the war. There were decades of unrest afterwards. Rogue warlords and hideout groups of insurgents refused to surrender or disappeared into the frontier systems to become pirates. It's crazy. Shit. God. I know it's just like, we're just like reading all this stuff, and it's, it's not exactly, it's not like action. We're not doing missions and stuff, but damn, is this fascinating. This is so actually cool to read, all this stuff. God. And the Quarians. Okay, I wanted to do both Krogan because they were related. We're gonna do all the Quarians at the same time. Then we'll do some of these too. Right. But I think that's it. I think we're ready. Oh, there's one keeper that I didn't find. Oh. I don't even know where that would be. I'm just gonna have to do a lap. Just actually figuring out, like, shit, man. Okay. Before we go to Feros, I want to talk to, just do a do a round. Let me check anything here. Okay, we already got that. Is it gonna be like the awkward, quiet, slow approach?
Anything you need, Commander?
It's never not great. That's so funny to me.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I didn't figure you'd have time to talk with all that's going on. I mean, there are reports to file on the Rachni and on Annaleus.
They can wait. Probably. Screw it. Yeah, I'm too busy to talk.
The paperwork will keep. Something on your mind?
I'm just looking for an ear. The debriefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
Can't blame them. That's your training talking. Smug aliens. We'll show them. God damn it. It's your training talking. Now, we're not gonna belittle his concern.
Wanting to believe everything will be fine? Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Furnace.
Forgave him? So what happened? He was just an ass.
I think you'd carry a grudge over the crap you took from Vernus.
Before I met Vernus, I knew as much as any other civilian. Aliens were weird, superior, and tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. But it was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us. Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
Right? They can be assholes and they can be wonderful people, just like us. What happened? He finally got to you? At least you got it.
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana. Broke her arm.
Oh shit.
She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed, you know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do, just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. And that's when the knife came up.
Oh.
A military-issue talon, right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. At 17, that's something.
Jeez. Dude, holy shit. First off, yeah, that guy was a dick. Like, holy shit, should have bombed you guys, but we should have bombed you guys back to the Stone Age? Wow. What a fucking... Damn. But, yeah, kid got so pissed. Full biotic kick right to the teeth. Got him. He tried to help run. Impressive. Good. Damn.
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard. Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough. But they didn't. Caused a stir when they shipped him home. Bot training was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. So, yeah, maybe I hated that Turian. I mean, if one ass was enough to judge a whole race, I'd hate humans too.
True, right? Fuck. But, yeah. Oh my god. Not surprised. Full biotic kick. Snapped his neck. I mean, let's be, did he really have a chance to make it from that? Probably not. But, I mean, the fact that he feels kind of remorse about it a little bit, because it's like, yeah, he hated him. Guy was an asshole. But it's like, I don't know, like, killing him might have been not the wanted result. Fair enough. Whose side are you on? Do you?
A reasonable stance. Keep that level head and we'll do fine.
Staying reasonable is about all we've got left. Everyone else in this galaxy seems to have gone out of their minds. Present company accepted, of course.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh my god. Okay, we gotta talk to everybody else, because I didn't realize oh, there's so much more we could talk about. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick this up in the next episode. We're gonna talk to everybody. Again. Make sure we're on the same page with everyone, and then we're going to Feros. And we're going to Feros. That's what we're gonna do. So, thank you all so much for watching. I know this one was slightly shorter, but I want to make sure that when we go to Feros, like, it's not just barely getting there, and then, you know, then to the next episode. So the next one, it's gonna be good. So thank you again for watching. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Like, reading all the codex, we have so much more codex to look at too. Like, it's great. Even though it's not all read out, I wish it was, but that's okay. Oh man. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.